pee on minorities. I wanna pee on minorities. 'Cause they don't listen to authority. And I wanna pee on minorities. Mm-hmm. Come on, you fats. Get in here, you fats. I have to sing another song. Hey there, Delilah, what's it like inside your smegma? I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight I smell your smegma, yes I do. My smegma smells the same as you, I swear it's true. Oh, it smells like piss and pee. Oh no, fish and pee. Fuck, whatever. What's up? How's it going? Thanks for liking the stream, you probably fat person. Larry says hi. Oh, Larry's right here. He says hi. Say hi, Larry. Hi. Yeah, good job. Good job. Good job, little guy. He's just a delight. So how did you enjoy the card yesterday? Who's ever in here? Bura getting porked? He's not, dude. Oh, MMA Bison. I'm so happy to see you because you owe me $5. I believe you owe me $5, MMA Bison. Bura is not getting porked, dude. Have you looked at Denise's fights recently? Like, have you looked at his 3 fights that he's had in the UFC? None of them are remotely impressive. None of them show any, like, he's moderately athletic. He's moderately athletic, but he's so confident in his ability to not get chinned because he's never been KO'd before. And he's asking for it. I think Tybura is going to piece him up on the feet and then drop him and sub him probably. I really think so. I don't think it's going to even be a close fight. I can't believe more people are picking Denise than Fat Bura. Sharp pick Denise submission. Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. Oh shit, dude. No, Derek Lewis was gonna beat Denise. There's no way anyone can convince me otherwise. He was gonna starch that boy cold, and Burrow's gonna finish him too. Burrow's a better fighter than what's his name? Than Lewis at this point. How old is Burrow? I think Burrow's like 33 or 34. He's not even that old. It might be 36. I don't know. But he's not that old when it comes to UFC. Is Krylov fighting? I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't heard anything. No Krylov? They couldn't? Shit, dude. Shit. Hey, baby boy. So I am, on a scale from 1 to 10, I am 1.5 excited for 309. I'm only excited to see Olives again. I want to see him. I want to see him knock out Chandler. Oh, he did knock out Chandler last time, didn't he? Or did he sub him? Did he sub him or knock him out? I think he knocked him out, right? Didn't Olives knock out Chandler to win the belt? I'm pretty sure he did, but I could be mistaken. But I want to see it again. Marcus McGee and Martinez. That's a decent one. I just watched Marcus McGee's last fight with Bolanos. So I had a strong feeling Bolanos was going to win, but I wanted to make sure because I couldn't really remember what he was. So I watched his fight. So I watched his fight with Marcus McGee, and then I watched Cortavius's recent fight. I wasn't impressed with either of them, but I thought at least Cortavius is more athletic, and he can probably win with the wrestling. But no, Cortavius is fucking horrible, dude. Yeah, no, dude. Chandler gonna KO him this time. Why do you? I don't. This is Oliveira is the worst fighter I can possibly think of to come back after a 2-year layoff or 2.5-year layoff. Dude, Oliveira's like first 10 seconds of the fight, he's taking center and he's up in your face and he's pushing the action. That's exactly the fighter you want to avoid in your comeback fight. For that alone, I think this favors Olives a lot. Michael is looking juicier than we've ever seen him. Not very surprising, but I don't think it's going to translate into much. I hope not, anyways. I mean, he definitely has the power to knock out Olives, especially now. I'm assuming, but I don't know. There's even though he's juiced up, there's a good chance that he's slower than he was before, and if he's slower, then he's definitely not going to catch Olives again. Get Dan Ige or Gene Silva to fight Onama. Wait, Onama. Did the Onama fight get? Wait, hold on. Oh. Wait, who pulled out the Onama fight? Who the fuck pulled out the Onama fight? I can't even remember. I think Gene fighting in Tampa or on 311. I haven't checked. Did you guys see the who did it? Who did it yesterday? I'm trying to think. A fighter yesterday did the Gene Silva 180 emotional. It was Radke. It was Radke. He was calling the entire welterweight division bitches, and then 2 seconds later, he's crying like a bitch for no reason. And it reminded me of Gene Silva, and I thought, okay, this guy's got potential because that's a certain type of autism that can take you far when it comes to mixed martial arts. It's a type of autism that people that unstable and manic depressive, they tend to not have as much regard for their own well-being. So those are the fighters we like. So sad that Radke didn't say the word, but he needs to learn what his fan base is. But at least we saw schizophrenic rambling, so that was good. Radke has crazy power. No one's done that to Berger. Yeah, but Berger is a shell of himself. He's the last smegma blister pops that I popped in the shower that just running down the drain. Like, he's not the same. He was never great, but he just doesn't look like the same guy that was fighting a couple years ago. I'll say, like, it's probably his confidence more than anything, but he just. Yeah, I don't put much stake into it. I mean, it's true that no one's did that to him, but when Blister was walking into the cage, I didn't get good vibes from it. I did not think that anything was going to happen, and I'm still pissed about GM3. I think GM3 was the right pick in that fight. I genuinely think GM3 to GM3 was the right pick in that fight. It just didn't happen, but. I still think he's better than De Ridder. I am not high on De Ridder at all. Prime Stipe KOs, no boxing Jones. Absolutely. I think Prime Stipe is one of. I don't even think that Jones fights Prime Stipe. Thought experiment right now. If Stipe was 34, 35 years old right now instead of 42. Would Jones even be challenging him? Would he even be challenging him coming back from an injury? I think absolutely fucking not. The only reason why he's fighting him is because he's 42 years old and coming off a 4-year layoff himself. Well, GM3 was probably the right bet. I picked GM3 by sub plus 600, but RDR plus or minus 350 was insane. I still think GM3 should have been the favorite. I would have, even after watching that fight, I think GM3 wins that fight more times than RDR wins that fight. It's like 6-4. I think it's a close matchup. It's a type of matchup that every time it happens, it's going to be wild and it's going to look stupid as hell. But I truly believe GM3 wins more times. But maybe I'm just coping. I'm probably just coping because I really wanted that bet to hit. That's a nightmare matchup for Jones. And I know, dude, because Stipe, same heights, almost the same reach, way better boxer. He's got the power. He's got the takedown defense and the strength to dictate where the fight takes place. The only way Jones beats Stipe is via lots of eye pokes or groin shots or something like that. I don't see. Yeah, dude. And this version of John gets fucked up by Stipe. The version of John that we saw 2 years ago or a year and a half ago versus Cyril Gane, prime Stipe murders that man. Like absolutely murders that man. So I'm still thinking about picking Stipe. I'm still thinking about picking old man Stipe. He should not be plus 440. That's for sure. I think he should be, honestly, with all the fucking variables, I think it should be nearly even. I would cap it at like John at minus 150 or some shit like that. I don't think it should be that high at all, dude. John is a very careful fighter. Yes, he's super aware of his limitations. He knows not to go up against a good boxer who has good takedown defense and some exactly. Anyone who poses a legitimate threat to him, he's not going to even challenge. Remember, John Jones is the guy who turned down a short notice Chael Sonnen. How does that even make sense? How does that even make sense? I remember he was training for Hendo. Hendo got hurt, and Chael said, I'll step up on whatever meant, I think it was like 9 days notice, 8 days notice or something. And John turned it down. He's like, no, I need a full camp to prepare for the great Chael Sonnen. And the crazy thing is he almost lost that fight. If Chael could have just made it to the end of, I think it was round one, or whenever he got finished, I think it was round one. But if Chael could have just made it to the end of that round and not get finished, Chael would have won that fight by TKO because John's toe was all fucked up. There was no way they would have allowed that to continue. It was literally hanging by like a ligament. So like in not one, but 2 title fights in the UFC and 3 fights total in Chael's career, he was so fucking close to being a champion, but it just didn't quite work out for him. Really sad, actually. What's good, Anakin? Good to see you. Much better card yesterday than the week before. So spirits are up a little bit. Magny needs to retire back to Kit. Magny, dude, I said that when like in the first 2 minutes of the fight, I said Magny needs to retire. Like this, because they're only going to feed him to prospects that are going to finish him. And he's too weak. He doesn't have it anymore. He's kind of a legend, but that dude ain't retiring, and he's probably not retiring. But he should, though. He fucking should. Bet you on a killer contract. Absolutely. Absolutely. But at this point, he's just stacking up CTE. And I don't, 200K to show. Well, yeah. I mean, he's had how many fights in the UFC now? Like 30 some shit. It's been a lot. So he's just taking a lot of fucking damage. And I don't think it's worth it. But I don't know if Magny has the personality to really like do something with himself outside of the sport. So I get why he would keep going. 22 wins at 170 or something, more than GSP. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy. The great Neil Magny. Let's see if I missed anything. I don't think I did. RDR would get smoked by Pfeiffer. No shit. Hernandez, yes. Probably even loses to Michel. Gerard had him hurt earlier. I know, dude. The first 2 minutes of the fight, I was like, I made the right bet. I thought he was going to get a TKO, and I thought, well, even if my bet doesn't hit, I still made the right bet. RDR needs to fight Holland. Holland would destroy him, dude. I don't think RDR has a chance in hell versus Holland. Not in like RDR keeps his head straight, like up and straight, and whenever he throws a kick, he leans back. Holland's long arms are gonna catch him 100 times out of 100. That's an easy knockout for Holland, I think. Shara Holland would, yeah, dude. Shara Holland would, dude. That's a good one. I would much rather see Shara Holland. because Holland has the grappling, but he's probably not going to use it. And but he can though, so at least the threat of it. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. I like Shara Holland way more than RDR Holland. RDR, I think you feed him fucking, I don't know, man. Anyone in the top 15, I think he's going to get his ass kicked. So maybe Brad Tavares for RDR or something like that because he fought recently. But I don't know, man. I think RDR sucks. So give RDR to Paul Craig when Bo wins. Actually, I don't mind that. But that's kind of the same thing. Like Paul Craig and Gerald Mearshart are kind of the same fighter. They're a little bit different. Mearshart is definitely better in the stand-up, but he's also slower and less athletic. But Mearshart was the 185 Paul Craig before Paul Craig moved down to 185. So I don't know if giving him Paul Craig would do anything, but it would. But at the same time, it would be a fight I would like to see, just because it would. Once again, it would just be fucking chaos. It'd be absolute chaos. The Sharpmeister. I thought he was gonna win, dude. After the first round, I was like, oh, dude, GM3's got. If he's looking this good in the first round, how good is he gonna look in the third round when Ritter's fucking quitting? Actually, I'd rather GM3 versus Craig. Yeah, me too. That would be the ultimate meme fight, or a GM3 versus Craig versus RDR in like a cage match ladder fight. That would be insane. Like, just think of the fucking carnage, dude. Those are the type of fights, gimmick fights, that UFC needs to start implementing with fighters like GM3 and Craig and RDR, who they have zero chance of making a run to the title at all. Put those guys in some gimmick matches. That would be very entertaining. And I've said this before in Discord, but tell me this is not a great idea. Implement a super heavyweight division, only one round, and there's no stalling. The referee is very, very strict on stalling. There is grappling, but there cannot be any stalling whatsoever. You got 5 seconds. You get 1,001 to 1,005 of stalling, and then the ref separates it. And it's nonstop, fat on fat action for 5 minutes. I think that would be incredible WMMA, no, incredible MMA viewing. And UFC needs to hire. I have a whole lot of good ideas that would make the UFC better, but I don't think they're interested in making the UFC better. What do you think of Tresean Gore? I think Tresean Gore is terrible. The Malik guy, Malik was good. I knew Malik was going to win. That was an easy one to call, because Malik and Dushko are kind of the same fighter, except Dushko has no athleticism, was coming off a bad injury, and Malik's super athletic and hits really hard. But they have the same strategy going into their fights. So that was probably. I'm normally not. What's up, Skibbity? Skibbity Brainwatt, what's up, man? RoboCop versus Holland. I could see that. RoboCop versus Pfeiffer. Could see that too. That'd be nice. Pfeiffer versus Stoltzfus. Dude, no. Stoltzfus sucks, dude. I am not a fan of Stoltzfus. Fact that Tricoli is in the UFC is embarrassing. The fact that I picked Tricoli is embarrassing, but I only picked him because Tresean Gore is not much better, and he was coming off a 2-year layoff with injury and is much smaller. So those were the reasons why I picked Tricoli, but I wasn't confident in it at all. All right, dude, please don't make me ban you. Please don't make me ban you, Cindy. I appreciate you pumping up the algo, but please don't. Okay, okay, timed out. Okay. Who wants? Hey Sig, you're a moderator now. I don't want to deal with that shit. Yeah, but Tricoli was one of my worst picks in a while, dude. As soon as that fight started, I was like, why the fuck did I pick this guy? I knew he sucked. I knew he's one of the worst fighters in the UFC, but Gore is too. That's the thing. Gore is too. Gore is not much better, but Gore does have a good. He does have a good guillotine, and Tricoli doesn't even fight the like. It's crazy how many low level MMA fighters in the UFC get caught in a guillotine or get caught in a darce or get caught in a rear naked, and they don't fight the hands. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they're not fighting the hands, and they're just like trying to neck themselves out of it. It happens so fucking often. I don't understand. Like that's my instinct. Someone starts choking me. My instinct is to fight the hands. That's a natural go-to instinct for, you would think, for 99% of the population. Like if you're not severely brain damaged, and I am brain damaged, and I'm still pretty sure if someone tried to choke me, the first thing I'm doing is trying to fight the hand that's choking me. Matted smegma blister downfall needs to be studied. Last win is Jake Matthews. Yeah, dude, matted smegma blister. I feel bad for him. He was a fun fighter when he was on top, but 4 losses in a row, and he doesn't have the fire in him anymore. Gore is still terrible. Yeah. I'm not Gore. He looks better than his last time out, but you still bottom feeder middleweight. There's no way Gore is ever going to be a ranked middleweight. You can't convince me of that. Tricoli is so tall, but doesn't have anything to show. He doesn't use his frame at all. And I was stupid. I was thinking, okay, maybe he can keep this short little Nick Gore out. But nope. I picked him by decision, but I'll fade him soon. About to use Nick Diaz methed out alter ego in UFC 5. The video of Nick Diaz allegedly being methed out, I don't know. I don't think that's actually Nick. I think that's someone named Nick. I think it's a tweaker named Nick because his voice didn't sound like Nick. But it could have been, because it did really look like him. It really, really looked like him, but I don't think it was actually him. It's like a 50% chance it was actually him. But that being said, I even if it wasn't him, that doesn't discredit the rumors that Nick Diaz is methed out. Gore looks brain damaged, but he's just getting started. Yeah, dude, he looks like he was dropped on his head. He looks like an ape that was. He looks like a shaved baboon that was dropped on his head. Like he looks like there was a cartoon character. I'm trying to think of the cartoon. Maybe was it like Ed, Ed and Eddie or something on Cartoon Network when I was a kid? Like that baboon thing, that big baboon thing. He looks like that guy, if you know what I'm talking about. They were gonna give Gore to Bo. Man, he got lucky. That didn't happen. Yeah. Maybe he didn't even get injured, and he was like, "Fuck that shit." I don't know why do they keep giving Bo fights where he's 1,000? He's a 10-1 favorite. Why do they keep doing this? He's not an interesting personality. I don't think he sells many tickets other than like the 10,000 old head wrestling coaches that like him because he's a good wrestler. I just genuinely think Bo is a good prospect, and I think he could maybe be a champ in the future, depending on how he evolves. But I don't get why they're babying him to this degree. Like I don't see him being a guy that would be like a very popular champion in the UFC. Want Gene Silva and Josh Emmett so bad. I agree, dude. I agree. But I don't know. Josh Emmett when was the last time Josh Emmett even fought? Didn't he knock out Bryce Mitchell and then just fucking deuced out? Isn't that the last time he fought? Or am I missing something? Or was it Ilya Topuria? Oh, it was Bryce Mitchell. Yeah, so what the fuck, dude? That's been a long time, dude. It's been a long time. Yeah, then I definitely second Gene Silva versus Josh Emmett. That fight needs to happen. It's genuinely crazy how bad Jones. Oh, dude, I was looking at Jones on the pads, and I haven't hit the pads in like over a year, probably like 14 months. I think there's at least a 98% chance that I look better on the pads than John Jones, and I'm not exaggerating. He He looks like LeBron James on the pad. If you've seen the pad work that LeBron James does, that he actually posted on his Instagram or something, he kind of looked like LeBron James, like a little bit more skilled, but he was that slow and that just not coordinated. His arms are too long. His arms are just too fucking long. He doesn't know how to fucking use them, dude. I can't believe there's people who believe John isn't ducking Tom. Oh, I know, dude. He goes, I don't, those aren't people. Those are monkeys, Lurker. Those are monkeys. Those aren't actual people that are listening to the words that are coming out of John's mouth. They want to push Bo to the rankings, but don't want to rush him quick. I know, but there are other matchups you can give Bo that he wouldn't be a 10-1 favorite. I agree. You don't need to rush him, but you don't need to baby him. Only complaint I have for Bo is the inactivity. Yeah. And he looked fucking shit against, what's his name? Fucking one of my least, Brundage. Like, he looked god awful versus Brundage, and he was like, what, minus 3,500 or some shit versus the Grundle troll, Cody Brundage. That was not a promising look, but he did win, so I can't hold it up too much against him. I don't see Bo beating someone like Drickus or Hamza personally. Not right now. Not right now. Yeah, last Emmett fight is Bryce. That's crazy. I'm 36. Isn't he like 3 or 4 years older than I am? Why the fuck is he resting on that win? He took no damage. He sparks Bryce out so quickly, too. Like nothing happened to him in that fight. He needed to jump back in there fucking right off the bat if he wanted to make something out of his career still, but he probably knows it's done, so I don't know. They push him, Bo, because Dana believes there's a large group of middle-class former wrestler American dads have to buy the pay-per-view with their steak and beer, but in reality, they just go to a sports bar. That's actually a good point, dude. Yeah, they're just, or they're all just meeting up together at one of their house, and like they're all pitching in. Like, I agree. There's not much money. There's not much money in the wrestler dads demographic. Ruffy is fighting another fighting. Oh, I know, dude. And he's a huge favorite and probably gonna get another finish. He's probably my favorite fighting nerd too. I think he's got the best chance to go far based on his frame. Bo matches up well with Hamza, though definitely too small for DDP. But it's hard. I would lean Hamza right now. Yeah, Ruffy also 1,000. We have 2 minus 1,000s on the main card and 6 minus 600. I know, I fucking hate it. So like we're gonna have finishes, and people are gonna say, "Oh, it's just like this last card. Oh, it's a good card. It's finishes." It's like we have these massive, absolutely massive favorites. They're supposed to be finishes, and yeah, it's fun to watch, but at the same time, it's really shit ass matchmaking. Skibbity. I will never understand how Brundage beat Zach Reese, and Reese is good now. Yeah, I picked Reese in that fight. I don't think I've ever picked Brundage in any fight ever. I could be wrong on that, but I'm always fading Brundage. I think Brundage is fucking dog shit, dude. He's got like 4 minutes of cardio. He's got power, but not like crazy power where it can make up for the fact that he's got 4 minutes of cardio. He's got wrestling, but he's got 0 IQ, and if he is on top of you, he's probably going to find a way to like reverse himself and land on bottom somehow. Emmett said he went on vacation on a scheduled year-long vacation around the world. Bro, you're 40. Yeah, dude, what the fuck? Like, I know he's got a hot wife, but you're a 40-year-old man in the fucking featherweight division, and you got lucky in your matchup. Like, he didn't get lucky that he beat Bryce Mitchell, but he got lucky he got matched up versus Bryce Mitchell. Hi, what's up, Jack? I'm guessing you are Ilya. I'm going to take a wild guess and say you are Ilya. But welcome. Hi. Josh versus Steve Garcia. That would be a good one. I would go Steve Garcia. I think Garcia at this point, Garcia's got the speed advantage, and I think he would spark Josh out. I think Josh just knows that the UFC is gonna his next matchup. They're not gonna give him a favorable matchup at all. He's 40. As Sig just said, he's 40 and he took a year off, so they're not going to give him a favorable matchup most likely. So he's probably just biding his time, doing steroids overseas, I'm guessing, with his wife who's pretty hot. But I don't know. I've never been a fan of Josh as a fighter or as a person. I don't think he's a bad person, but he's just so fucking just nothing to him, dude. I have no idea how he scored that hot ass wife. No idea. I could see him fighting Lerone Murphy too. That's a good one. That's a good one. Or Lerone Murphy, Steve Garcia. That could be good too. The fuck is Cruz doing? I don't fucking know, dude. I thought we were gonna see like Cruz versus Cejudo like a long time ago, the rematch a long time ago, because that kind of makes sense. Because the first fight was like sketchy early stoppage, or maybe Cruz versus Aldo, like some type of legacy fight. That's what I would think Cruz would be eyeing at this point, and he's a UFC employee, so I think they would be willing to give him that. But yeah, I don't know what some of these old fuckers are doing, dude. Like they need to take a page. Cruz declined the Aldo fight. Well, I mean, at this point in their careers, or at any point in their careers, Aldo's probably beating Cruz, but he declined it for like, was he injured or was he just a bitch? Because that's crazy. Because like that's one of the few fights he can take, and he could win. Like his footwork could give Aldo issues. Aldo is not nearly as fast as he once was, so I could see his footwork. I can see his footwork giving Aldo issues. Although I would still pick Aldo, but I remember when people were on the Josh Emmett train, then he got destroyed by Yair. I was never, ever, ever on the Josh Emmett train. Ever, ever, ever. And I always thought his power was overrated. Yeah, he can spark you out, but most of the time he doesn't. Like his accuracy isn't that great to the point where you need to be worried. Like, I mean, it's a worry. Like when Ilya fought him, he was definitely worried about it the whole time, but he's not accurate enough with his shots where it's like it's not like Ilya's power, where Ilya's also accurate, you know what I mean? Or it's not like when Conor was at 145 and he was also accurate, you know? It's kind of he's not a wild fighter, but he's just, his target's just not great. So I just don't think he's that good. He's just got good takedown defense, and he's a strong, steroid nipped little gremlin. Cruz to that's good. Zahabi versus Kyler now. That's an interesting fight. I can see that. Or is that actually signed? Emmett's power already hit Burgos and Cater clean a lot. Neither went out. Steven is also dead. Yeah, Steven. Yeah. Hey Tubby, what's up, Tay McDowball? How's it going, buddy? How's it going, William? That's one of my favorite screen names is Tay McDowball. We need a screen name for Big Seth too, though. Or we need a screen name for Maddie and Big Seth, or an ESOC screen name. We need some of those. How good is Montel Jackson? Blackshear just had a nice win. Montel Jackson's pretty good. Montel Jackson and Blackshear, like, they're both the dark niggas of the division. That they're good. They got power. I mean, I wouldn't say Blackshear just had a nice win though. Like Stamen now, I think Stamen has like a 63-inch reach or something like that. It's listed at like 65, but it's not 65. Like there is fucking no way, because I can't remember, but I have like reach lengths in my head, and he's not 65 inches. I think he's like 63. He's got those little T-Rex arms, and he's short. I think he's like 5'4". He's skilled. I don't think he's a bad fighter, but Blackshear's frame, I wouldn't say it was a nice win at all. I would say that was a gifted win. Montel should be fighting soon. Hopefully, dude. I like Montel Jackson. I don't think he can ever get to the elite levels of the division, but top 15, top 10 even. I could see. I'm a little bit low yarg today. I think I'm gonna smoke a bowl. It'll probably make me even lower yarg, but whatever. And I don't have a mountain of Four Locos anymore. I cleaned them all, sadly, and all these Locos that I had remaining were ones that there were just Loco left in them. So I've just been drinking old stale Loco. It's gross. This is what I'm smoking. Oh, shit. Some live resin. I don't really like this shit. They say this shit is 87% THC. I call bullshit because the 90% dabs, the Coom dabs, those are legit 90, you can tell. And those are 3 times as strong as this shit. What was your favorite fight other than the main event and co-main event from the Apex card? That's a tough. My favorite fight was the co-main for sure. I would say. I don't know. The thing is, there weren't good fights before that. Like, there was a whole bunch of mismatches. I guess. No. I don't know, man. None of them were good. I don't think, like, I can't. It's hard for me to answer that because I didn't have a favorite. I was fully entertained throughout the card, but I wasn't. I wasn't like on the edge of my seat for any of it. I'll say my least favorite was Carolina and Denise Gomes. That was by far my least favorite. Carolina does not like. I don't know why she hasn't retired yet. She literally looks like an old lady now. I wouldn't be surprised if Tybura wrestles heavy versus Denise. He should. But even if he doesn't, my lock of the card, I can't believe he's an underdog, is Fat Bura. Go back and watch Denise's last 3 fights. And if you're not laughing, in 2 of those 3 fights, I was laughing. I was laughing as hard as I laughed at Juliana Pena. And I'm not exaggerating. Because he's that fucking bad. And he's that confident that he's not going to get knocked out. And it's so blatantly obvious that he's going to get knocked out in his next few fights. He was going to get knocked out by Lewis. I will die on that hill. But yeah, I think Tybura has a very easy path to victory if he wrestles him. And even if he stands up with him, he's a lot quicker and he's a lot sharper. And he can get knocked out because Denise has power. But and Fat Bura's chin is not the best. But I'm going to try to build my bankroll back up as much as I can this week and then put it all on Fat Bura because, yeah, I like those odds. Krylov is not fighting. And David Onama is looking at the opponent. I feel like Chandler will win. He TK'd. Dude, how though? How? Chandler's the only way Chandler wins if he has 0 ring rust at all. I think this is going to be a 1-round fight, maybe 2 rounds, like early 2 rounds, like how the last one was. But I think it's going to end in the first round, and Olives is the better finisher. So, and he's way more active. The scorecards for the Gaston fight was wrong. It was 29-28. Yeah, dude. Yeah, someone had it 30-26, which is crazy. Yeah, that was a crazy scorecard. There's even, what's crazy is fucking even in a card where there's only 3 decisions. We still have fucking crazy ass scorecards like 30-26 for Bolaños. Like, what the fuck is that? But I mean, it didn't end up affecting the fight, so I don't care too much. It's just a sign of how fucking bad the refs are, or how dirty it is, and how much it needs to be overhauled. Oh God. Oh God. I live in Ohio. YouTube, it's legal. It's legal. I actually yeah, I'm yarging right now. This is what my yargs sound like this morning. Dude, my yargs this morning. You ever had those yargs where it's just giant sausage rolls, and you can see like the shape of your intestines that it was coming down in, and you just empty out your entire intestinal tract, all in giant sausage casings? That's what it was like for me. Painful, very, very painful. I yarged a lot. Anakin MMA, are you in Yarg? Are you in Yarg MMA? And everyone in here, are you in Yarg MMA? Lucas Almeida pulled out. Oh shit. That would have been a good fight. Well, I'm not really a big fan of Onama. But I like him. Oh, yeah. Would have been a good fight. Gotta yarg my nose out. All right. Yeah, Anakin, are you in Yarg? Do you Yarg, bro? Do you even Yarg, bro? That's pretty much the only MMA Discord server I use these days. Oh, dude, add me. If you're on Discord, add me on Discord. My name's Six Soul on Discord too. So just add me as a friend on Discord, and I'll send. If you're interested, it's there's a lot of mental illness in that Discord. I walked in that Discord. I said, "Wow, there's a lot of mental illness," but it's really funny. There's a lot of lol cows in there. Easily the funniest Discord I've ever been in, for sure. But also, you're going to see stuff you don't want to see. You're definitely going to see stuff you don't want to see. You're going to hear stuff you don't want to see, but that's kind of the charm of it. So if you're interested, hit me up at Six Soul on Discord. Savory. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I'll send you a link after. If you know Tay Tay McDowball, he's the main lol cow of the server, and there's a lot of jokes to be had at his expense. Flattered. Well, to be fair, Sig, I got kicked out of all the other chords that I was in, and I haven't been in them in a long time, so. I'm not all the chords I'm comparing to you are like the normie chords I'm in for like WNBA and shit. They're like spiritual chords, like where there's just no humor whatsoever. Yeah. I'll send you a link when I'm off here. But it is fun, like, because Sig is fucking hysterical. William's fucking hysterical. I think, dude, I literally speed ran getting banned from the MMA official court. Yeah, I've gotten banned from what was it? I got banned from MMA holes. What's his the Mexican mixed Mexican arts mixed. What's his name? Mexican martial arts. Banned from his cord. Uh, banned from Joey's. Obviously banned from Jerusalem. What else? And then I was banned from all the Jerusalem offshoot chords when I was banned from the Jerusalem chord too. So, and I didn't really, in all cases, I didn't really do anything. Didn't really do anything to get banned. But I'm running out of guys. Give me something to talk about. I'm running out of. I've low yard today. I haven't eaten much today. All I've eaten today was Old Four Loko. Well, I woke up like at 5 a.m, drank some Old Four Loko, passed out. Woke up at like 9, drank some more Old Four Loko, and then I had like a hamburger, like a hamburger patty that I loaded with a bunch of cheese, and that's it. So I definitely need to get some food to talk about 309 picks. Okay, give me the list of. This is what I need to do before. I always forget to do this, but whenever I go live, I need to screenshot on my other phone the roster for the next card, so I remember what to talk about, because I never fucking remember who's fighting. That's one of those. Like Anakin asked me about my favorite fight on the card was yesterday. I don't even remember half of them, and it was yesterday, dude. Posted in yard, but it. No, just right. Just tell me what my thought. Ask me. Give me a fight, and I'll tell you what my thoughts are. I'll start with Bo Nickel versus Paul Craig. Yeah, why are they giving? Like, I don't get it. I think it's a stupid fight. I think they should be giving Bo Nickel. I'm saying this again, but like the Brad Tavares is, he might be a little too high ranked, but someone like that, or like an Andre Muniz, or someone with a little more credibility to his name in the middleweight division. He's like Brundage and Craig and Jamie Pickett. Are you like? These are literally the lowest of the lowest of the low. Like they don't get lower than this. So, thanks, dude. Basil Hafez versus Oban Elliott. I'm gonna say Oban Elliott. I don't like so Hafez when Hafez first got into the UFC, he looked jacked as fuck, roided as fuck. And this last fight out, he didn't like he looked like a guy off cycle. So that fight, if he's back, if he can somehow beat the testing and he comes back to how he looked versus JDM, I don't mind that underdog pick at all. But I'm going with, if he looks the same as he did last fight, I'm picking Elliott for sure all day. Elliott's doesn't really have much finishing power at all. He's kind of boring, but he's a lot more technical, I'd say. So I'd say Elliott, unless you get roided out Hafez. Gall versus Brahimaj. Oh, dude, this is scraping the bottom of the fucking barrel, dude. Ugh. I hate even analyzing low-level MMA because like this, anything can fucking happen. These guys are not fucking good. I don't even know how to analyze it because Gall does seem like he has been making improvements, but that's not really saying much. I'm gonna say Brahimaj. He's probably just gonna try to wrestle fuck him, and maybe he'll be able to. I don't know. Let's fuck that. I'm not looking forward to that fight at all. Damon Jackson versus Jim Miller. Okay. Don't know why they made that fight, and Jim is the underdog. Yeah, I my first thought, and most people on Tapology, I think, are picking Jim Miller, but my first thought was Damon Jackson all day. I think Damon Jackson has a weird strength to him that I don't think Jim, and I know Jim Miller has that farm strength that has somehow carried over as a 41-year-old. But the way Damon Jackson uses his strength in fights versus the way Jim Miller does, it seems to me Damon is the stronger of the two. And if Damon's stronger than you, then he's probably going to win the fight. And if you can't keep him off him, which I don't think Miller's not going to be quick enough to keep Damon off him. So I like Damon Jackson. I think that's I would be considering a bet on Damon Jackson. I think yeah, I don't like Jim Miller there. Fat Burra Denise. Yeah, I've talked about this before, but I watched Denise's 3 fights and I was laughing at 2 of them. And then the other one was kind of a luck shot versus Lane. I rate that guy nothing. And he's so fucking confident too. Like those are exactly the type of guys that I look for to fade. So Fat Burra 2028 all day. That's my lock. That's my underdog lock of. I don't know if he's going to stay an underdog. I think that's probably going to end up middling out because Denise has the reputation and the aura of a potential heavyweight contender because he's knocking out a few of them and he's got power and he's kind of athletic, but he's really not though. He's not that special. Yeah, Jackson Miller. I like Jackson all day. And even in a stand-up, Miller's stand-up is it's just not fucking. I mean, neither stand-up is good, but I gotta go Jackson. He's 5 years younger. Miller probably needs to fucking retire at this point. I'm going Jackson. McGee Martinez. That one is that's a close one, dude. I think McGee is good. I haven't been overly impressed with McGee in any of his fights, but I have been impressed with him in all of his fights, if that makes sense. Like he looks like a guy that's going to be in the UFC for a long time. Well, isn't he kind of older though? He looks older. I don't know if he is actually older, but he looks like the type of guy that, that can make a career staying in the UFC. But he has not impressed me. Like he's got good movement, but not great movement. He's got good power. I wouldn't say he's got like amazing power, but he's got good power. And Martinez, I have to watch more tape on Martinez. I'm kind of drawing a blank. I get Martinez mixed up with Gutierrez all the time. For obvious reasons. Gutierrez is the one with the crazy leg kicks. Martinez, he's more of a boxer, right? So I always fucking forget, but I think I would lean McGee. I think, but that's maybe just because I just saw McGee fight. I just watched his fight against Polanos, and he looked good, but he also he was significant. I can't remember off the top of my head how athletic Martinez is. And that's the number one thing I look for more than anything when it comes to capping fights is how explosive and athletic the fighter looks in the first round and how much they can carry it through and how much more so they are than their opponent. Because if the gap between the two opponents is wide in obvious athleticism and they can maintain it through the entire fight, I'm going with the athletic guy every single time, and I don't care if they're less skilled, because at the end of the day, it's fighting. I'm gonna go to the crazier, fucking more roided out fighter. Usually, the more roided out fighter wins. I have noticed that. No surprise there. But how good? Here's a question for chat. How good do you guys think Bryce Mitchell would be? I'm trying to think of what stack you put him on. If you put him on the Basil Hafez fighting JDM stack, just absolutely jacked 145-pound version of that, but with Bryce Mitchell's brain and body and skill set. How far could he go? I think he could go pretty fucking far. This is why I want Bryce to do steroids. Because his stand-up isn't bad. He just doesn't have a whole lot of pop because he doesn't take steroids. And he's never taken steroids. You can see it in his body. His body looks fairly similar to my body, and I've never taken steroids. Like guys our size, if we're in shape and we've never taken steroids, we all kind of look the same. And there's a look, and then when you take steroids, all of a sudden your delts become individualized and shit. And you start getting muscle insertions and shit. And if you're a grapple heavy fighter like Bryce is, you need steroids. That's why every single fucking Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighter in the high ranks, they all do steroids, because you have to do steroids. If strength is your number one attribute you're trying to leverage onto your opponent, right? So someone needs to get in Bryce Mitchell's ear. Steroids. Fucking steroids. Who's the most roided guy at 145? Like Emmett? Like if Emmett and Bryce Mitchell could not like now team up. I don't know what Bryce would really offer to Emmett, but Emmett could offer steroids to Bryce. If that could happen, that would be awesome, because I do really like Bryce as a person, as an autistic, possibly schizophrenic hilarious, pretty good rapper personality of the MMA world. I want him to stick around for as long as possible and not get any more CTE. So that's what we need. Fucking say something, chat, before I start singing fucking Hey There Delilah, what's it like inside your smegma again? Or what other songs have I been singing? Do any of you guys do that? Makeup whenever I do that? I think with almost every song that gets stuck in my head or I listen to, I will make up my own lyrics to, and sometimes they're funny and stupid and smegma based. And a lot of times they're just random and they're not funny at all. A lot of times I sing about eating Five Guys. That's my go-to. I don't know. It's not funny, but it's just a lot of things end up rhyming with eating Five Guys. But it's a sick-soul autism Down syndrome trait. Stop trolling me, chat. I'm gonna start singing. Or maybe I'll smoke another bowl. Is there another fight? Oh, you guys haven't. Are there female fights next week? Because I feel like I am actually pretty good at breaking down the female fights. As horrible as they are, I feel like I'm pretty good at knowing when it's going to be a controversial split decision, and I'm pretty good at knowing which side the judges. Oh, fuck WMMA. Can we just do away with WMMA? No one likes women's martial arts. I think every female MMA fan that I've come across doesn't like female mixed martial arts. So it doesn't. There's no fan base for it. It's not like the WNBA that has me and a whole Discord full of normies gambling on fantasy and shit. Like no one cares about WMMA. Oh, dude, this might be a good idea. If in a just world, in a fair and just world, this is the only time where I would allow WMMA. And I think this is more until they prove that they can put on exciting fights and reliably exciting fights again, like they did when they first joined the UFC. This is how you settle it. Women are only allowed to fight 1 month, and that month is the December to January period when the UFC takes a 3 to 4 week break. That way, you can put on 3 to 4 cards of all WMMA, and the sickos that are so hardcore that will sit through all of that just to watch MMA can watch that. And then the women, they get their own card, and they get to prove that they're not boring, and they're going to fail at that. And then there's that little gap in between, like before Christmas and after New Year's, is filled, and that's the only off season in MMA. And now we have no off season, so that's another one of Sick Soul's amazing rules. No one's ever, I haven't heard anyone say, but I think it's a good idea. Other rules: at least 5 judges instead of 3. Judges no longer are sitting front row. That's a fucking horrible seat. Judges are in a room somewhere and they're watching on the screen. The judges see what the audience sees, so that there's a lot less what the fuck scoring. What else? You can obviously, kicks and knees are legal, should be legal to down opponents. Soccer kicks legal. Like Kinshasas, like flying knees to downed opponents, all legal. What else? I would remove all the ring girls besides Luciana Andrade, because she's so much better than the rest of them that it's just redundant to have any. I would clone her like 10 times, have 5 of them be ring girls, and then have the other 5 just like, I would send one to JP Bays to console him. I would send one to John Jones to taunt him for not being able to get hard in front of her. I would send one to AT so he can marinate his little pee-pee inside it. And then I'd keep 2 for myself. These are the things that I would do if I were in charge of the UFC. Great changes that I think would benefit everyone. Make a much better product. Everyone would be a lot happier. Just Dana doesn't give a fuck anymore, dude. All Dana cares about is Power Slap, which is, and he probably only cares about it because it's like a money laundering organization, and like the Nelk Boys, and like staying relevant. Oh God, and staying relevant with that Zoomer generation, that broccoli-headed generation. Which I don't know why you would ever want to stay relevant with them. They offer nothing. They offer nothing, but they probably offer. I'm not going to say it, but I'm pretty sure. Well, yeah, I'm not going to say it. I'm not even going to say it. Chat, wake up, chat. Can we chat? Do I have to go full fucking clown show right now? You got to participate before I start banning you. Before I start threatening to kick all your guys' asses over the internet. Whenever someone starts threatening, like, I don't know, it's always crazy. That's a crazy threat to actually take seriously. I miss anything? Guys, I have not eaten, and you guys aren't talking. So if you guys don't start talking, I'm gonna give you guys 6 minutes. If you don't start talking, I'm gonna say nice stream. Thank you guys for coming out. MMA Bison, you owe me $5. Cash App 6Soul, number 6 SOUL. You owe. Pay up, motherfucker. Pay up, motherfucker. Because there was someone in here. Someone came in here, well, a couple months ago, asking me for $5, and I just gave it to him. I don't know who that was, but I just gave it to him. So I think karma coming around, Trump landslide winning the election like I said he would. I believe I should get that $5. Also, and I'm only Jewing out for this because I have very little money right now, and I want to buy those that what's it called? That ketamine isomer that's legal, that research chemical that's actually legal. I've been looking so long for ketamine, and even though this isn't the exact same thing, it's basically the same thing. It's ketamine, but instead of like the ketamine chemical, it's attached to a chlorine, like one atom of chlorine, and instead of being attached to chlorine, it's attached to fluorine. I think, pretty sure it's fluorine. And because of that, like it changes the effects a little bit, but it's like very, very minor. And from what I was reading about it, and from what I understand, the little effects that it does change seem like effects that I would want. And a lot of people do report liking it more than ketamine, and then there's other people liking ketamine more than that. But I am so excited for that, because that will be my shortcut through getting through alcohol withdrawals, because I am a full-fledged alcoholic at this point. You guys saw the mounds of Four Locos that was in here, and it was worse. It was worse. It didn't take me that long to clean up. Like I said, it was like an hour. It didn't take me that long to clean up, but it was like 3 trash bags worth of just fucking Four Locos all smashed out. All right, you niggas. All right, you good niggas. I love you guys. You guys are the ones deciding this can end, because are ending this, because I have to go get some food. Tell me what I should eat. I've been thinking. I have, there's like rewards things at different places. I have a free burger at Freddy's. I could get a jalapeno burger. Their jalapeno double is pretty good. Or I could go to McDonald's, and I have a McChicken there, and I can just get something else there. I don't really like McDonald's though. Or I could just go somewhere else and actually pay for something. I'm thinking Freddy's, just because Freddy's is inconsistent, but it is pretty good. Yeah, so anyways, thank you guys for watching. Is there anything else I want to say? Is there anything else I want to sing? I don't know. Anakin, I will invite you to Yarg MMA right now, and make sure to keep yarging. It's very important that you don't ever stop yarging.